Look, let's be honest, the world's a bit of a mess right now. Between climate change making the weather act like a teenager on a sugar rush and geopolitical tensions hotter than a ghost pepper eating contest, it's enough to make you want to crawl under a rock and wait for the aliens to arrive. And at the heart of much of this global instability, you guessed it, Vladimir Putin. Now, I'm not saying the man invented chaos, but he's certainly perfected it. He's like the Picasso of geopolitical turmoil. Except instead of painting masterpieces, he's painting the world with the blood of innocent Ukrainians. It's a situation that demands action, a bold solution for a world teetering on the brink. The question is, what can we do about it? Here's the pitch, a multi-billion-dollar bounty for the capture of Vladimir Putin, not to kill him, mind you, but to bring him to justice. A citizen's arrest on a global scale. Think Dog the bounty hunter, but instead of bail bondsman, we've got the world's oil companies, and instead of Dog, it's, well, hopefully someone a bit more diplomatic. Now, before you dismiss this as the ramblings of a comedian with too much time on his hands, let's talk numbers. Oil companies are currently swimming in cash, raking in record profits thanks to, well, let's just say complicated geopolitical situations. A tiny sliver of that surplus, a rounding error on their balance sheets, could easily amount to a sum that would make even the most hardened oligarchs sweat. This isn't about rewarding greed, it's about incentivizing peace. Money talks, and in this case, it could be the key to ending a conflict that threatens the entire world. Let's be clear, Putin's war in Ukraine isn't just a regional conflict, it's a global catastrophe in slow motion. The human cost is immeasurable, thousands dead, millions displaced, a generation scarred by violence. And that's before we even get to the ripple effects, soaring energy prices, food shortages, and the looming threat of nuclear escalation. This isn't just about Ukraine anymore, it's about all of us. Every day that Putin remains in power is another day that the world teeters closer to the abyss. The longer this conflict drags on, the greater the risk of a miscalculation, an accident, a moment of madness that could have unthinkable consequences. We can't afford to wait around hoping for a miracle. The time for half measures is over. We need a bold solution, one that meets the urgency of the moment. Think about it. We spend billions, trillions even, on defense budgets, on weapons systems designed to counter threats that may never materialize. We lock up petty criminals for years, decades even, for stealing a loaf of bread or a pack of cigarettes. Yet when it comes to a man who has unleashed war on Europe, who threatens the very fabric of global security, we seem content to sit back and hope for the best. Where's the logic in that? Where's the justice? The fact is, our priorities are out of whack. We'll spend a fortune to catch a shoplifter, but balk at the idea of offering a significant financial incentive to stop a dictator with his finger on the nuclear button. It's time to recalibrate our sense of what constitutes a true threat to society and act accordingly.